project. First of all, I would like to thank you for being here and welcome you to the second UI training workshop organized in collaboration with the EUFRAS network as part of our Digital Innovation Academy training activities. My name is Dionysios Solomos and I am the coordinator of the QuantiFarm project. I will start with a few details about our initiative. QuantiFarm is a Horizon Europe project which comes with a full title assessing the impact of digital technology solutions in agriculture in real life conditions. The project has a duration of 45 months. It started in July 2022 and it has been running now for more than 2 years. The total budget of our project exceeds 7 million euros and our consortium gathers 32 partners from 20 European countries representing various stakeholders across the agricultural value chain, forming a large-scale alliance to advance digitalization in the agricultural sector. The problem we aim to address with QuantiFarm is the limited uptake of digital solutions among European farmers. Despite the explosion of interest and investment in the development and use of digital technology solutions over the last decade, actually the adoption rate remains quite low and falls below sectoral expectations. This can be attributed to the limited awareness about these solutions among both farmers and farm advisors, the lack of hard concrete evidence regarding the cost, benefits, and sustainability impact of digital solutions, and sociocultural and behavioral factors that hinder adoption. Other factors include the lack of digital skills, low trust in commercial vendors, high costs, and problems in connectivity, especially in rural and remote areas. In this context, there is an urgent need for independent and reliable assessments of the multiple costs, benefits, and potential sustainability gains of digital solutions, examining both negative and positive aspects, and making this assessment openly available and accessible to the agricultural ecosystem. For us, this is considered a vital condition, a stepping stone for the proliferation of digital solutions on a large scale. Our mission is to accelerate the deployment and adoption of digital agricultural technology solutions, the so-called DATSs, as key enablers for enhancing the sustainability, performance, and competitiveness of the agricultural sector. To achieve this, QuantiFarm evaluates the real-world impact of digital technology solutions when applied in practice, providing tangible evidence of their effectiveness. Our methodology is simple. It involves comparing two parcels with similar characteristics from the same area, one using a digital solution and the other not using the digital solution across 3 cultivation periods. Operationally, we have established a network of 30 test cases engaging 115 commercial farms across 20 European countries and 10 biogeographical regions, and assessing 38 different commercially available digital agriculture technology solutions. Our participating farms represent a diverse range of agricultural sectors, crops, financial context, offering a comprehensive outlook of how these digital solutions perform in different settings. QuantiFarm is also unique in its approach as we employ a bottom-up way for the creation of resources, services, and tools for farmers and advisors in support of digitalization. As part of our activities, we have conducted extended research into the behavioral factors affecting the adoption and non-adoption of DATS by farmers. We visited farmers on their place with the aim to obtain first-hand insights into their perspective and concerns regarding the use of digital solutions, and we sought to understand who is taking part and affects the decision-making process. This exercise resulted in the development of an integrated analytical framework which outlines the key determinants affecting DATS adoption across all the stages of the decision-making process. Relevant determinants can be grouped into 4 categories: personal factors related to farmers' background, capacities, and knowledge, external factors pertaining to farm-specific characteristics and aspects of technology use, such as security, ease of use, scalability, balancing factors, which include perceived benefits versus costs, and decision influencers related to framework conditions and social pressures. In our context, the evaluation of DATS is enabled through a robust assessment framework that combines cost-benefit and sustainability impact analysis. It is a composite monetary index complemented by descriptive indicators. The framework, built on over 100 performance indicators, is designed to reliably evaluate the costs, benefits, and sustainability gains of applied DATS, both at individual production steps, but also at a whole farm approach. In the screenshot, you can see the indicators examined under these two assessment categories. For costs and benefits, we have the core agricultural inputs, including water consumption, fertilizers, utilities costs, labor costs, and when it comes to revenues, we have the total amount of product sales and additional revenues and cost reductions stemming from the use of the digital solution. In a similar way, for sustainability indicators, we have a list of measures that can be grouped into three categories: economic, environmental, and social. And you can see some of these indicators in this screenshot. In addition, the framework is complemented by a governance mechanism, which secures a high level of credibility and confidence in DATS evaluation. One of the major outcomes of our project is the QuantiFarm Toolkit. It is a web-based, user-friendly dashboard to increase information availability about commercially available digital solutions and support evidence-based decision-making regarding the selection and uptake of DATS. The toolkit features 4 decision support tools for farmers and farm advisors, including the cost-benefit calculator, the recommendation system, the benchmarking tool, and the advanced decision support tool, and 1 monitoring tool for policymakers. The toolkit allows users to input individual data and farm-specific characteristics, and this way to obtain customized assessment and personalized advisory services. In total, the toolkit contains information for more than 400 different DATs, while our database is continuously expanding with new digital solutions. More details about the toolkit and its practical services will be provided in our dedicated session later on. Furthermore, QuantiFarm seeks to strengthen capacities to design and evaluate policy measures in the field of digitalization. This is achieved by providing quantified evidence of the aggregate impact of DATS in agriculture, a policy monitoring tool, and actionable policy recommendations. The policy monitoring tool aids policymakers in assessing regional agricultural activity by rendering in situ data from a small number of parcels into region-wide performance indicator for specific crops and sectors using Earth observation data and extrapolation techniques. This way, policymakers can obtain aggregate data and generate analytical reports for their area that can essentially help them evaluate the effectiveness of their existing policies, but also to design targeted interventions and measures at the farm, local, and regional level. QuantiFarm will also deliver policy recommendation on 3 areas: interventions focusing on non-financial barriers and enablers, which is closely linked to our behavioral determinants, regarding the most appropriate business models and pricing schemes for each DATS category, and a list of policy measures to minimize the negative effects of DATS, of potential negative effects that the DATS might have on farmers' livelihood and socioeconomic and socio-environmental impact. Central to our efforts for advancing digitalization in the sector is the QuantiFarm Digital Innovation Academy. QuantiFarm DIA is a comprehensive capacity building program designed to strengthen the capacities of farm advisors and rural consultants in the field of digital farming. The scope of our academy is to empower advisors with the knowledge and skills needed to deliver innovative, personalized advisory services regarding the selection, uptake, and application of DATS tailored to the unique needs and specific characteristics of individual farms. DIA employs a hybrid train-the-trainer and direct end-user training scheme, offering knowledge in 4 main areas: the different types of DATS, their benefits, costs, and implications of sustainability, the QuantiFarm Toolkit, how to use it in order to support farmers in making decisions regarding DATS selection, reflecting on individual needs and characteristics, behavioral determinants for DATS adoption, and factors that determine the optimal performance of a solution on a farm, and finally, guideline for using DATs in real-life production conditions and adopting appropriate interventions to increase operational efficiency and yield increased productivity results. In total, DIA prescribes 4 mechanisms for upskilling farm advisors in the field of digital farming and DATs. The first includes the organization of 2 EU-wide workshops addressed to our partners farm advisors, but also an external audience of farm advisors in collaboration with thematically relevant networks like EUFRAS. DIA also includes the organization of 10 national training sessions addressed to local farm advisors in selected test case locations. We will also develop a digital educational platform enabling asynchronous learning and providing self-paced learning opportunities for learners. The idea is our digital educational platform to resemble the structure of a typical online course and comprise the entire package of educational resources developed in the context of our activities alongside supplementary resources for further investigation. The final mechanism is to integrate DIA into formal education. We will work on integrating parts and components of our training program into university and vocational educational curricula targeting future advisors. Following training and under the guidance of DIA, the advisors who have received training we will be able to set up innovative advisory services in their countries, raising awareness regarding the potential benefit of DATs in specific contexts and crops, and actively engaging and supporting farmers in the selection, uptake, and practical application of a digital solution tailored to their farm profiles and operational needs. Here you can see the full specification of our training program. As mentioned, DIA employs a hybrid train-the-trainer and direct end-user training scheme, combining both synchronous and asynchronous methods of training provision. It is also important to say that our workshop, our capacity building events, follow the format and principles of EIP agri-seminars. The program is primarily addressed to farm advisors, rural consultants, and members of digital innovation hubs who are interacting daily with farmers and provide support regarding digitalization. The recommended background for trainees is to have previous working experience as agricultural advisors and proficiency in English. Having a formal agricultural degree is optional. The curriculum has a modular format consisting of 7 independent sessions, 4 of which are dedicated to DIA didactics and training delivery methods, and 3 of them on the core subject areas of our program. The complete training program has a duration of around 10 hours in terms of delivery time. The program is referenced to the 5th level of the European Qualification Framework, which corresponds to the highest level of vocational training for farm advisors. In total, our curriculum seeks 41 identity learning outcomes, and the multiple choice questionnaire is used as the main method to assess skills and knowledge acquisition by participants. Finally, all participants in our capacity building events will receive a certificate of attendance. Here is the curriculum structure. As you can see, the modules highlighted with bold green are part of the end-user training scheme. I will run very quickly the sessions. The first session is focused on the methodological part of how to organize a national training. The second session on the didactical part of the trainer, and the third session on the methodological part of adapting the training on the use of a DATS to the different sectors, national settings, and environments. Session 4 looks into the various categories and types of DATs, their benefits, cost, and sustainability impacts. Session 5 on how to use the QuantiFarm toolkit and teach practical services. And Session 6 delivers recommendations and practical guidelines under which conditions and which way DATs deliver best results for a farmer. The final session is also about methodological aspects, providing training and help to advisors regarding on how to properly use all the above modules. Apart from our core operational objectives, DIA aspires to have a long-standing substance and effect on digital farming education. We seek for increased sustainability that will be achieved through the following ways. Through the availability of all DIA educational resources via our purpose-made open digital educational platform, through the organization of seminars by thematically relevant networks and digital innovation hubs using the DIA resources, through the integration of DIA components into formal education and especially university and vet curricula of relevant agricultural specialities, and finally through the integration of DIA elements into the SECRA competency program, which is one of the most prominent accredited professional frameworks for farm advisors and consultants. Before we start with our core training sessions, I would like to remind you of the intended learning outcomes of today's workshop, which include to gain a deep understanding of the factors that affect the adoption and non-adoption of DATS by farmers, to obtain comprehensive insights into the various categories of DATS, their potential benefits, cost, and impact on sustainability, to learn how to use the QuantiFarm toolkit in order to support farmers in selecting and using DATS tailored to their unique needs and characteristics, and finally, to effectively support farmers in using DATS in real-life production conditions and adopting appropriate business and operational models. That's all from me. Back to